And we are live. Welcome back to another episode of the Golden Ticket Show. My name's Dan here with Gotham Gambling. I'm here with two of the GOATs, Betting Cheese, G Money Caveman. How we doing today, boys?
Doing good, man. How y'all?
Surviving,
Surviving.
ready for this week.
getting the last bit of that New Year's hangover out.
Oh yeah, I survived barely.
I was gonna say, what, you probably got school going back next week, right, G?
Yeah, we back in session. We back in session.
Yeah, no, my girl's the same way. She's been dreading it the last 3-4 days. That's all she's been talking about.
Man. Bring on the snow. Bring on the snow. That's what I want. Snow.
Give me the snow. Well, you're in Virginia, so they don't know how to do that.
We got 2 feet today.
2.
Yeah.
That's why I'm never moving to the Midwest.
Oh man.
It's fine.
Do y'all even cancel school with the 2 feet?
Iowa. No, we don't really cancel.
They just bring out bulldozers and be like, follow us
yeah.
to school.
Yeah. No, they're just early release.
See, New York, they got everything salted over 5 times before it even hits.
Oh yeah.
So we got snow on Christmas Eve, and 5 minutes later it was gone. Everything had melted. And I grew up in North Carolina where they don't get the snow off until it's finally finished snowing. So everything ices over. You can't get out of your house for a month, unless you got a big old pickup truck. So that's what I miss. I went to college up here and then never had a snow day. I was so pissed.
Oh man, snow days are the best,
yes,
especially in colleges.
I was gonna say they don't even do it no more. They do online learning now, right?
Oh my god, I would hate that. We used to just snow day. Everybody just walked through the liquor store.
You got up at 6 a.m. see your name on your school name on the bottom of the TV, and you went right back to sleep for 4 hours.
Oh man, kids these days got it. They got it good. They don't even have to look at the TV no more. It's just no school, back to sleep.
Yeah. So we're here, guys, to break down the Week 18 slate. We got a lot of incentives. We have a lot of games that have meaning, and we got a lot of games that don't mean anything this week. So we're here to bring you guys all the best plays. All of our plays are usually brought by Betalytics. All 3 of us are Betalytics partners. You can use my code Gotham. You can use Cheese's code Cheese, and you could use G Money's code G Money, and you guys can get 25% off any Betalytics package. I know all 3 of us cooked up a great year thanks to Betalytics. Their NFL plays have been cooking over the last couple weeks, so make sure you guys get that in before the playoffs.
Even if they look ugly.
Yeah, me and Cheese have been arguing over some of these A grade plays that don't bite the bullet on it. This over is not hitting, and then the total is 65-58 and some bullshit like that. And
They got 60 points by the end of the half.
Yeah, what was it? It was 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was New England versus someone, and it was there's no way this is going over 47, and the final score was 30-40.
Yeah, it hit second quarter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we every time we doubt Betalytics, we fail.
Can't doubt the data.
No, you can't. I'm at that point now. I'm just you know what? If I completely my logic says this, I'm just tailing what they put. Actually, and that's funny because the very first game we got here, we have an A grade play from Betalytics. So let's go over Browns versus Ravens. We got a spread of -20, but the over under of 41, and a money line of -2,500. Is there anything y'all are looking at for this game right now?
Did they say anything about Ravens offense? I didn't see. If they were playing the whole game. Sin.
So I'd assume they were, just because if they lose and the Steelers win,
they don't win.
They can lose the division.
Okay.
I think Steelers have the strength of schedule tiebreaker over them right now.
Yeah. Then they're gonna play.
Good thing for us. This is the first game of the slate too, so we will hopefully get their whole offense the whole game.
Yeah.
That's
true.
Yeah,
They
ironically
should
though,
be up.
Yeah, Baltimore has the best strength of victory. Their opponents are 97 and 79 on the year that they've beaten this year. So that alone. Like we actually put in a future a couple back when the Steelers hit their bye week for Baltimore to win the division at plus 250. Just because when I looked at it, I was like, look at who the Ravens had to play. They had the Texans, the Giants, and then they got Pittsburgh this week, or they have Cleveland this week, and they had Pittsburgh. Whereas Pittsburgh had to go through Cincy, KC, Philly. It was just a logic play at that point. You got to put some money on it. So
I wish I would have seen that.
Yeah, hopefully that one will cash for me. But my big thing I'm interested in here is I'm looking at it. About 65% of the money's on the over. Are we trusting an over with a team that involves Dorian Thompson-Robinson?
Ravens might get them by themselves.
That's what could happen if it's not their offense. The defense could back it up.
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking at. If Jameis Winston was in here, let's see. Imagine this line would be at 50 if Jameis Winston was in.
They are robbing us of Jameis Winston.
Only thing I see is a first half team total for both teams, and you got Cleveland Browns over under 6.5. If you take them to score a touchdown in the first half, it's plus 130.
Wow.
And the Ravens team total for the first half is at 17.
3 scores.
Yeah.
3 touchdowns.
I'm looking. I got a lot of sharps here on the under, but 82% of the money is sitting here on the over. Betalytics has this projected at 44. So are we buying in on this one?
If Betalytics says it's over, I'm going over. Yeah. I'm going over. And honestly, I think this is a game to boost Lamar's MVP run stats type thing here. And he's been padding those stats the last couple of games. So I expect a big game from him to, he has the numbers for it, but
I think I got to go on the over here just because I think they're going to put this in a position of there's no doubt that Cleveland can make a comeback. Yeah. Even if ideally the mindset would be go up 3-4 scores and put in your backups. But, if Cleveland comes out with any kind of energy in this game, we could see a high scoring game. And we saw it, when everyone thought they were dead in the water 2 weeks ago, when they played Cincy, the first play of the game was a 60-yard run.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for fumbles on the end zone 3 times, they would have had 21 points in the first half. So I think it's worth the risk because I think if you guys have been watching Hard Knocks, that's the only thing they've been saying for weeks is you're fighting for your job right now.
Yeah.
So a lot of these guys are going to be going hard, and what's an AFC North game without ruining your opponent's chances of winning the division?
This is the typical week we always see the teams that haven't done anything all year show up.
Gotcha. And anyone got a player prop, a touchdown bet they're looking at?
I'm looking at first half minus 9.5 Ravens. I kind of love it. And
I don't mind that. Yeah, I think 20 is such a huge number. And we saw the Ravens with their fully healthy starters not even cover 17 against the Giants almost. So I think that's a good play there. Anything for you, G?
One thing I like is Browns defense. They give up the most big plays to all wide receivers. So I think a big play from Rashad Bateman. I don't know what his longest reception is. I got to look that up. But it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit. I'll tell you that. They give up the most yards to the wide receiver at 14.65 yards per catch. So look for a big play, and that's what Lamar does. He likes to put some big plays up there.
Yeah, I was trying to look at player props. I think this is one of those games they're not going to put anything up. Yeah. I don't see anything right now for a player prop.
Yep. I had the same problem with the next game we're going to look at too, because there's a couple. I was looking at doing the research, and I was like, yo, let me go outside, check this real quick. And oh my God, nothing for me.
That's the worst too. You get up in the morning, you're like, let me lock in for a minute, and then nothing's available, and you're like, damn, now I gotta wait. Yeah. I gotta sit on my theory for a couple hours.
Sit on this for a day or two.
That shit it's definitely rough. We were doing the work, and I was like, "Yo, I love this play. I love this play. Let me go put it in right now." And there's nothing available. And I
You
went
know
to a
what,
lot of different places.
that was always my like biggest issue with baseball is I'd look in the morning and I'd be like, yeah, this guy has good stats against this guy, and I have to wait till 6 p.m. to find out if he's playing or not.
Yeah.
And it's just like, damn, I put money on a guy who's gonna sit the bench, pinch hit in the 8th inning, and ruin my play.
Yeah. Have one at bat.
But moving on to the next game, this is going to be probably the most fun game of the Saturday slate, possibly of the weekend. Bengals Steelers. Bengals favored by 2. Over unders sitting at 47.5. And we got the money line pretty close odds at minus 125 here. Cheese, is there anything you're looking at?
I'm on Bengals. I got Bengals minus 1.5. I love that. And what Pickens needs 100 yards or like 108 yards, I think. Thought I saw that.
His line's at 108.
Yeah, that's what he needs to get 1,000.
Oh, to get 1,000. Okay, gotcha.
I don't know. I mean, that's a hard game not to bet the over. I feel like
Yeah,
I'm gonna be hucking it.
Part of me thinks it could be a little trap there because everyone
Yep.
thought the under the last time these two teams played and they scored like 60 something points.
So they'll score 10.
Yeah, and if this was a somewhat of a decent defense in Cincinnati, I would be a little more okay with taking the under here. But no, this was actually one of the plays we gave out in our way too early betting segment. Was this over? I think it was at 46.5 when I took it, maybe 47. Let me see. Yeah, 47.5. I might double down and put an extra half unit on it. Mainly because this Bengals defense is horrific. I mean, Bo Nix looked like Tom Brady last week.
Yeah.
The way he was throwing that ball. And you have a quarterback who has two options. It's either a short drag route or it's a bomb.
Yep.
So, and you have no secondary on your team. And the only way the Bengals are going to stay alive in this game is if Joe Burrow just plays like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase just plays like Jamar Chase. And so I think this is definitely going over. I wouldn't take it past 48.5 personally, but I mean, I could see closer we get towards Saturday, this might end up getting closer to 50.
I could see Sharps hitting under right before game time.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm sure it's
G,
gonna go up another point or not.
Yeah, G, what are you looking at for this one?
I think the Steelers. I'll take the Steelers with points myself. I'm gonna go against you, Cheese. I'm gonna go
That's
against
all
you,
right.
Cheese.
That's all right. Leads to talking.
Yeah. Hey, but the reason why is, like you said, Bengals defense is just shitty. It is bad. They're the bottom 5 in the whole league, giving up passing touchdowns at about 1.81 per game. So look for Russell Wilson. I like them a lot. They also give up the most rushing yards to any quarterback in the league per game at 31.8. And last week, Bo Nix, 31 yards and a hit. So that's what I walked out today again, looking for Russell Wilson rushing yards. And it's not available. So, hey, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Russell Wilson rushing.
What's the odds we get a Justin Fields like snap like a Taysom Hill like formation?
He would get it.
I think I'm on the Bengals here. It's a little biased for me. If I'm putting anything, I'm sprinkling a little bit on the money line, just because. I mean, the way they've been playing is insane. Like if you put the last 5 weeks and flipped it to the start of the season, we would be talking about them being Super Bowl contenders, rather than a wild card team.
Well,
I mean, obviously, there's a lot.
Sorry,
there obviously needs to be like some staff changing, and they need to bring Higgins back next year. But I mean, everything started clicking all of a sudden, and they're in playoff mode.
Big time.
Yeah, but he might not be in the playoffs.
Yeah, you know how annoying it would be? The funniest thing everyone forgets is that if Denver loses and Miami wins, Miami gets it.
Yep.
So imagine your
That's
Cincy,
crazy.
like you do all of this work and you get beat by Ty Huntley. And Mike McDaniel, in his spirit of weird jokes, makes his way into the playoffs. I feel like every year though we see, for the last like 5 years, we see two different Steelers teams. They either suck in the first half and they're great in the second half, or they're great going into the bye week and then they forget how to play. They just can't get over the hump and beat a team in the last 5 weeks of the season. And I mean, we're kind of seeing it now. This was their real test over the last couple of weeks: Ravens, Eagles, Chiefs, and they struggled. I mean, you play in the Chiefs, potential first round, second round matchup for you, and you could barely score, and they just put you to bed on national TV. So I think right now you have to go with the hot hand. I'm taking Bengals here.
Well, I think Burrow would even be more of an MVP if Bengals did anything at the beginning of the season. I mean, the way he's been throwing the ball.
He is slinging it.
He is. They're fun to watch.
I mean, like, it's one of those, you know, the joke where Chris Collinsworth says everything is Mahomian.
Yeah.
Like when he threw that touchdown pass falling down.
Yeah.
Like there's 3 people in the league that could do that. Like and not make it look like it's the greatest throw of all time. Like it's insane. I'm an LSU fan, so I'm kind of a Bengals fan by proxy. My dream scenario is a Bengals Commanders Super Bowl right now.
Oh man,
That especially because they're all the last wild card spot too. But obviously it's not gonna happen. But yeah, I think you just got to ride the hot hand here because I feel like Zach Taylor is also playing for his job. Like, what do you do if you're the Bengals in this case? If Zach Taylor's, if you don't win this game, like I feel like you got to get rid of Zach Taylor.
Yeah. If he don't get in if they don't, I agree. Zach Taylor's got to go. Joe, I was just looking at Joe Burrow's stat. Last 8 games, he has thrown nothing less than 3 touchdowns a game. That's
I think they showed
insane.
He's the first quarterback to go 8 consecutive weeks with 250 plus passing yards and 3 plus touchdown passes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he might miss the playoff. This is bad. Zach Taylor, pack
this
your
is
bags.
like Mike Trout on the Angels, like level of incompetence. Like,
yeah. Oh, you need to go somewhere else to enjoy this.
Yeah. Pretty soon we're gonna have the like Burrow in different colored jerseys every year, like Damian Lillard used to be when he was in Portland. Just like, is he gonna go here? Side note: Burrow in Miami would be insane. But anyway, moving on to Sunday, the first game that's popped up on my card here. I have a very interesting take on this one. I was kind of like, even with the line where it is, Bills Patriots. Bills favored by 2. We have a low total, over under sitting at 38 on BetMGM right now. I'm taking the Bills here, and I got a big reason why, but I want to see you guys' thoughts first on this one.
Go ahead.
Is Josh Allen playing?
I think if he's playing, he's like playing the first half, like a preseason
Only like
game.
first half. Yeah, I would still take the Bills myself. Actually, just the Patriots. No, it just doesn't work out. It doesn't work out for them right now.
They don't want to win.
No,
They don't want to win.
that is.
I mean, I'm on the Bills too. I don't care who's playing. I just don't see a world where the Patriots game plan has them losing the first pick.
Yeah, that's an absolute fact right there. They're not the New York Giants trying to win ball games late into the game.
Mayo's almost coaching for his job, but they got to lose.
Well, I that's the thing. I think Kraft has said he's keeping him another year.
Did he already say
at
that?
least? Yeah, because I mean, you got a rookie quarterback and a rookie coach with.
Yeah.
I mean, what weapons did you give him? You know what I mean? Like, this isn't like, it's the first year after Brady's gone, and he's still, like have a decent like team around him for a couple years. But yeah, so I have Bills money line on this. It was minus 115 when I took it on a Sunday night. It's kicked up to minus 135 now because I think everyone's starting to realize, like, yeah, it's the Bills' second unit, but what are the Patriots playing for at this point? But the first seed, like, if they win and the Raiders lose, the Raiders get the first pick in the draft.
Yeah,
and it's like, why would, if you did, that'd be like what was his name in Tech, Lovie Smith, when he was in Texas. Like, forfeiting the first pick in the draft, like just for out of spiteness and pride. No, they're not going to do that. They're going to go out with the first pick. They're going to get the win. Side note, I actually was going to ask you guys this the other day. I want to see y'all's opinion on this. Someone brought up a projected plan to the NFL committees about instituting what the Professional Women's Hockey League is doing for teams that are mathematically eliminated. And once your team is mathematically eliminated, you get points for every single win that you have while you're eliminated. And the team with the highest amount of points after elimination gets the first pick in the draft. And so I wanted to see y'all's thoughts. What if the NFL implemented that strategy? So teams weren't going 1-15 or 1-16 and 2-15 every year.
Say it again. Say it again. I lost you
So
for
basically,
a second there.
once you're eliminated, you're playing for draft points. So for every win you get one draft point. But you only get, so it's only when you're mathematically eliminated. So like, you got the Patriots and the Panthers, they were the first two eliminated. Every win after they've been eliminated, you get a draft point. And the team who has the highest draft points gets the first pick in the draft. And they order it that way. So that way it makes team one actually be competitive.
That's an interesting concept.
Because imagine, week 17 and, you're the Patriots, you might sit all your starters because your team sucks. But if you beat the Bills, you get the first pick in the draft.
Because you accumulated points.
Because you won enough games, yeah.
Huh. I don't hate it. I don't know if it'll ever happen.
Yeah, will they do it? No, because Roger Goodell doesn't like fun.
No.
Yeah, there's no way to do that. I agree.
I love the concept.
So, but
there was a comment from somebody from YouTube, Lydia, about asking about the Patriots.
Yeah. Oh, my fiance, yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's asking this
is she
twice
trolling
in the
you
last
again?
2 weeks.
Hey.
No. She likes to ask the same questions she asked me, and then she gets mad if I give her the same answer.
Okay. Well, hey, supporting the show. High five to the fiance, definitely.
Those last 7, they're good.
I'd say they made the playoffs once with Mac Jones, right? But
Yeah,
I wouldn't even count them as good then.
Yeah, last time they made the playoffs, I was looking it up, 2021 and 2019, and it was just wild card and lost. So
yeah,
that's not good.
Yeah, that was to the Bills, wasn't it? Wasn't it like they got stomped by like 40 or something in the snow?
Yeah.
47-17.
Yeah.
Well, I'd probably say 2018. I think that's kind of.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna say
that's when he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what do you do? You lose the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
That is your franchise quarterback. The whole system revolves around him, and you don't have a backup plan for if he leaves and then he leaves.
Yeah.
It's like when LeBron leaves, they have nothing left after it, and they got to rebuild. So
they got another LeBron James.
Yeah.
That's another story.
All right, so let's move on to the next one before we head to break. Texans, Titans, another meaningless game. Texans can't go anywhere. The Titans are Titans. Titans are actually favored by 1.5 points, but they are the worst team actually in NFL history against the spread. They are, I think, 2-14 this year on the spreads. Where are we sitting on this one?
I took Houston plus money. As much as I hate it. I think Mixon needs yards and touchdowns. I think he tries to get paid. So, honestly, that's the only reason.
Is CJ Stroud playing?
I think so. That's the thing is I think like tonight and tomorrow is when they're going to start announcing who's sitting.
I
Well,
know.
we
With
change it.
this
So-
week 18 slate, don't make bets until you see this final rosters and stuff. I feel like you never know what's going to happen with these teams.
Yeah.
Oh, God, Texans and Titans. I just go Texans
So
off pure
it's-
strength.
Projected according to insiders that the Texans will play their starters in the first half, and if the game is basically, they're going to try to do like what I thought the Ravens are going to do, and they're going to blow them out in the first half or attempt to, and then move them in later. They don't want to give them like a week completely off. They want to keep them ready but rest.
Houston's.
Well, I have one bet on this one. Y'all already know who I'm betting.
Say it. Say it.
Nick Westbrook Akine, baby.
I forgot for a
Cash
second.
cow, cash cow.
Listen, I'm not joking. So the first one I ever did was Nick Westbrook Akine. Yeah, shout out to my insider. This was my insider, by the way. This was my...
Hell yeah.
Dude, I'm not joking. If you look at like her score app, it just has every single player on her favorite team's highlight. Like she gets every bit like 500 notifications a day. It's awesome. Fun fact: Nick Westbrook Akine first touchdown is currently plus 1500. So
make
I
me
bet
do it.
him and Jonnu Smith. It was like one day I bet them both like for $5, and they were both like plus 500. And then I bet them as a parlay, it was like plus like almost 2,000, and it hit. And my buddy said, "I bet you won't do it again." And so I did it again, and it cashed the next week. And then I looked at it again, and I was like, "Oh, they both have really good matchups this week." And I did it cashed a third time. And I think if you rolled over, someone said if you rolled over the money from the first time Westbrook Akine scored a touchdown, and you like live bet like him to score another touchdown, and then bet him like that way, like bet anytime touchdown, then bet a live touchdown, and you started with $5, you would have made like $27,000 in 6 weeks.
Wow.
If you just rolled the money over.
That's insane.
That's too much stress.
Oh my God.
Dude, I forgot he was in the league in week 4 when he scored a touchdown. I was like, oh, I remember him.
I remember him from you mentioning him.
Yeah.
I kept on seeing it, and I'm like, what's going on with this?
So with the Fantasy Network, we sent out our Christmas card, and it had everyone's like team colors and everything. And I'm a Bengals fan, but they put Nick Westbrook Akine's jersey for mine instead. I have a jersey coming for next year. I'm gonna wear it every show.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
But no, I think this is a stay away game because, like, what's the point of betting on this? You can't really get anything. Like the Titans have nothing to play for. The Texans have nothing to play for. This could be like this is gonna be the equivalent of a week 3 in the preseason.
And what's funny is I was looking at this and I just like, you know what? If I'm a bet, I bet the over, and it's disgusting.
Yeah, that's if it was
Like-
Will Levis, maybe because he's so aggressive, but not with Mason Rudolph at quarterback for me
Right.
personally. I just
I might
God, what do
bet-
you do if you're Tennessee? Because you keep drafting quarterbacks and then finding out like your coach can't coach them or they're just not good.
When he put mayo in his coffee, you should have known.
Yeah. He lost all his spark when he lost his girl. That's what it was.
Damn. Damn.
We're
Tony
gonna take
Pollard. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I
go
got
ahead.
I got one. Tony Pollard needs 2 touchdowns to get 200K. I might sprinkle a little bit on that, as gross as that is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think he's gonna play with the way? Well, one, the way Spears is playing. 2, he's been banged up for a couple of weeks.
But money.
True. This is gonna be like your Bryson DeChambeau.
Yeah.
You're gonna at the end of the season is gonna get
2
you in the ring.
touchdowns, Tony Pollard, and I'm going to hate it, but love it at the same time.
Make like a $1 to $1 million parlay. it's like Justice Hill 9 catches.
Yeah.
Tony Pollard 2 touchdowns.
It's going to be gross.
Nick Westbrook Akine first touchdown.
I'm going to end up betting that, so it better hit.
I'm gonna do it too. We'll
Oh,
call
dude.
it the DGen collab of the day. We're going to run a quick ad break. We'll be right back. We'll talk about the rest of the AFC South and some of these games that actually have playoff implications.
My name's Ryan Allison. I've spent over a decade immersed in the art of tattooing. Sharply honing my skills has materialized into a diverse and prestigious body of work. Each tattoo reflects my relentless pursuit of excellence, and every client I work with is a living embodiment of that unwavering commitment. I will gladly and wholeheartedly embrace your distinct vision.
Dude, Ryan does some of the coolest fucking tattoos I've ever seen in my life. So
I
make
want
sure you guys go give him a follow on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ryan Allison Tattoo. He's actually, I'm literally flying out to Iowa just for him to do my tattoo. That's I'm spending all the money to do that. I just got a text. I'm in trouble for making fun of her on the show. She's in the other room watching right now.
Don't dig any deeper.
Wi-Fi.
Oh, joke's on her. It's in my room. So going on to the next one, another game that has zero implications. Colts Jaguars. We got a -5 spread for a game between two eliminated teams. Is there anything worth looking at in this one, G?
No. Jonathan Taylor has been on fire lately, and my fantasy team could have used this in the regular season more so, but he's been carrying that Colts team really, and it's worthless pretty much.
Yeah, I was gonna say at this point, like, is Joe Flacco competing to try to have a job next year and like show like he doesn't need a walker? Like, I mean, this is two of the worst pass defenses in football.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have notes for every single game besides this one.
Yours just says ew.
Yeah, it's just literally, I looked at him like, I don't even want to look at it. It's just gross.
So Betalytics has the over on this one by about 1.5. I don't mind that. I think I don't mind. They're looking at Jacksonville too. I'm not like too happy about that one, but I could see why, because like that's the most Jaguars thing ever to do is to win a game and lose your draft spot.
Yeah.
Like when you don't like, you could easily just go, okay, we could add an extra wide receiver, an extra running back, an extra lineman, or a better defensive player with our top pick, or we could lose our draft spot. Yeah, this one's just a pass for me personally. Like the fact that the spread hasn't changed from like 4 weeks ago, it was at +5 and it's still at +5, just shows how bad these teams are. So moving on with that one, Commanders Cowboys. I know, G, this is a special one for you, especially living near the DMV. What are you looking at for this one?
Oh man, so I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm a Cowboys fan to the heart. They lead this 79-48-2. So Cowboys all the way. But I hope I put Trey Lance in, please. Talking about draft picks, we're playing ourselves out of the Ashton Gentry sweepstakes. I feel like so. Hey, Scatterboo, maybe check you out after last game. Oh, we are bad right now, and I think the Commanders win. I don't know if they cover, but it's we give up a lot of rushing yards to the quarterback, and Jaden Daniels, if he plays the whole game, he's going to get all that and more from us.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think Commanders can't move, right? They're stuck at their spot. They have the last spot.
Yeah, they're locked in there.
Yeah, there's no real reason to play Daniels or any of them. So we might get the Trey Lance, Jeff Driscoll Bowl.
Ooh.
Must see TV. But yeah, I think I'm personally, the only thing I would take is McLaurin. Me and Cheese were talking about it last week, how McLaurin's 1 touchdown away from breaking the single season receiving record for the Commanders.
Yep.
So I don't mind him getting a touchdown, but McLaurin's that guy that when I actually bet on him or start him in fantasy, he does what he did last week. And then when I just say, you know what, I'm going with another option, he does this.
Yeah.
You know, who would have thought Olamide Zacchaeus was going to have the legacy game?
That was crazy. And then he had a big drop there too at the end.
Yeah.
But it worked out for them.
You know what's funny? He's one of my favorite players just because one time I bet on him, and because I saw something, it was like, oh, he's went over this line in 8 straight games, and I was like, why would anyone bet on this guy? And he had like 2 catches for 70 yards in the first quarter, and I was like, yep, cash cow. And he was my Nick Westbrook-Akine last year. No,
I'm seeing a trend.
It's funny names on wide receiver 4s.
Yep.
I would say you could use Commanders money line here in a parlay piece, if anything. You know, find it with something like, you know, maybe not the Bills or the Ravens, but like maybe the Packers or the Eagles or Chargers or something like that, where the spread's kind of at a weird number.
Yeah.
That'd be it for me. That or McLaurin touchdown is probably my 2 targets this week.
Yeah, Dallas defense bottom 5 for giving up touchdowns to the wide receiver position. So
it's so great.
Take it.
Do you think Ertz gets 2 more touchdowns?
Ertz 2 touchdowns, 75 yards, and
yeah. I saw you sent that he needs 9+ receptions, 90 yards, and or 2 touchdowns. Oh, the 2 touchdowns I feel like is the most likely out of him though.
But he did it last week, so does he go back-to-back weeks 2 touchdowns?
Hey,
could be gross.
The thing is, you know, someone's betting that. Like that's the thing. Someone's putting.
You might be looking at him. Might be looking at him.
I want to see what those numbers are.
You're gonna see Ertz, Pollard, 2 touchdown parlay
each. Ooh, that'll be a fat.
I'm not putting a lot on it.
Justice Hill put the Justice Hill 8 receptions and the. I saw one. It was like some guy needed like 287 receiving yards, and I was like, if someone's betting the wide receiver 4 on the Chargers to get 200 yards, like you need Gambling Anonymous.
Yeah.
Let's moving on to the next one. We got Saints Bucks. Bucks with the win, clinch the division. Saints are just trying to get through week 18. One thing incentive wise to notice is MVS is 1 touchdown away from hitting his bonus for the year. With Rattler at quarterback, though, do you trust an MVS long ball here against the Bucks, whose defense is kind of taking shape?
No. MVS to Siberia. That's what I always say. Because you can't trust him. He might get a ball to his hands, but he might drop it too.
You know what's funny? When I couldn't bet the Dolphins because it was on Thanksgiving Day, I put MVS in for Jonnu Smith on a parlay with Westbrook-Akine, and it also hit. So
it's just gross.
Oh my gosh!
What was the one someone bullied me in the group chat for? Because I put Payne Durham anytime touchdown.
Yeah,
That's the most diabolical play I've ever seen in my life.
And then it hit.
No, it lost because of Bryce Young.
Yeah, but his touchdown hit
214 yards out of 218.
Yeah.
My God, worse than JB Bickerstaff. I don't know if they cover that 13.5, because I feel like we could also see again a game where it's like, 21 point lead going into the fourth quarter. They're gonna, if the Saints score a touchdown, they're just gonna do what they did to Carolina and do a 15-minute drive.
Yeah.
So those Pro Bowl rosters came out, and Baker got snubbed, didn't he?
Yeah, I was gonna say with that, him and Mike Evans could pair up because
Mike Evans is getting that bonus.
Here's the thing: there's no Marshawn Lattimore anymore. So does he have any motivation to just piss all over the Saints again?
Oh, no doubt about it. He hates them. I think. Whether Lattimore's there or not, he's probably just gonna be like, "Yo, I'm gonna bring a jersey of Lattimore, and I'm just gonna bring it out there."
I need Commanders Bucks in the playoffs just for the Lattimore Mike Evans playoff matchup. Lattimore hobbling out on one foot because he ain't got one leg. But the for the over under in this game, it's at 43. Is that worth looking at 43.5 with how bad the Saints team is?
I mean, the Bucks defense isn't that great. Their passing defense, their rushing defense is phenomenal, but their passing defense that's a different story. So I think it could get up there. They're both bottom 5, maybe it's bottom 6. Bucks are the 6th, Saints are the 5th at worst at guarding the wide receiver for yards per game. So just chuck it up there to somebody.
See, I think the only thing I have with the one thing I have with some of the rankings this year is Tampa didn't have half of their defensive line for the first 8 games. And especially you look at the Titans, they're actually the number 1 pass defense in football. But when you look at it, it's because no one threw the ball on them in the second half this year.
Yep.
You
don't have
someone. I was arguing with someone on Twitter because he was like, "Oh, well, the Titans shut down Jared Goff. He had less than 200 yards." I was like, "Yeah, because they were up 41-0 at halftime."
He was also a perfect passer rater, right?
I was like, Hendon Hooker played more snaps than him. If anything, I would tease Bucks, or that might be a good piece with the Commanders money line. Minus 250, minus 900, probably get you around minus 170. If you want something a little juiced.
I might just be going first half with a lot of these games.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Well, almost like when you bet the first quarters in a preseason game.
Well, it's the over for first half is 22.5.
God damn it, Columbus. Gave up 3 goals in 2 minutes at the end of the game and lost. But so let's go to the other one. Falcons with a Bucks loss and a win against the Panthers are the division winners in the NFC South. Are we trusting a Panthers upset here? Because I'm kind of liking that with the way they played, with the way they've been playing.
How many draft spots would they lose?
Let's see.
I didn't see it. It's at 8 too.
8.5. That's a good key number. At least to cover.
Yeah.
So the Panthers, if the Bears, Jaguars, Raiders, and Jets all lose, and the Panthers win, they would move from 5th to 9th.
Damn. But like you said, these guys they're playing for their jobs. They're professionals. Nobody's going out and losing.
Yeah, I think they're gonna let Bryce Young do what Bryce Young does, and he's hit second half since he's been in. He's been playing better, playing a lot. Yeah. Well, compared to the first half, he's been playing absolutely astronomically better. It's crazy. 90. And Falcons give up the most touchdowns to the wide receivers in the NFL at this current matter of time. So I think I like this game for lots of different reasons, and for betting wise.
The way Carolina's defense has been, are we trusting Michael Penix against it? Because he played solid against the Commanders, but the Commanders don't have a good pass defense.
Commanders actually their pass defense has gotten better throughout the whole season.
It has, but compared to where Carolina's has been over the last couple of weeks, Carolina, I could see a Bijan game, a big game from him.
He give up
Algier.
Yeah, last time he played, Algier was the one with 100+ yards, and Bijan had 90. So they give up the most rushing yards in the NFL by a lot, 30 yards. Yeah,
but I feel I think we could see them in a position where they're going to have to go into a lot of screen routes and just not trust Michael Penix deep. I don't know. The NFC South is weird at this point in the year because everyone wants to spoil everyone's season, and then what the Falcons need a win, but you got to hope the Saints can upset the Bucks. Is your big thing as a 14-point underdog with no offensive line, no defensive line. Your running back 6 that you picked up out of Home Depot.
Are these games going on simultaneously?
Yeah, both at 1:00.
That gives it that's a little bit better because if one happens first and then the other one is like
oh yeah, like imagine like it's like, oh hey, like they're Falcons are up 3 points going into the fourth quarter, but then they see the Buccaneers are up 20 going into the fourth. They might just pull everyone because they know they're not going to come through with it.
Yeah.
I'm actually liking the under here. That's my play. I got it from Betalytics at first, but the more I looked at it, I did like the under at 48. Just because the Panthers' defense has been better. Obviously, their run defense has been horrendous against like top tier running backs, but you have a rookie quarterback in probably in the biggest game of his career so far against the Carolina team, who even last year showed when the season's done they kept fighting.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of liking the under here if you take anything, because I kind of like that thought you had of if the Bucs start blowing out the Saints, they might just pull everyone.
It'll probably be like a Kyle Pitts game.
Yeah, he had 3 catches, 70 yards last time he played. Like that,
he threw it past the other team too.
I really like Bijan in this game. He's been absolutely murdering the last 5 games. He's averaging over 100 yards a game, 21 rushing attempts a time. Panthers give up the most of both, 28 rush attempts a game for them, as well as 143 yards per game. So all along the Bijan train. True.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing: his line's sitting at 95.5. Do you buy that?
Oh my God.
Honestly, he has gone. He's gone less than that once over the last 5 games. I think it is maybe twice.
5.5.
So if in his last 5 games, he's averaging 100 yards per game.
Yeah,
he's had 90 plus in all 5, but he's only went over 95.5 twice.
Okay.
However, he's only gotten close to this once against Carolina, and that was the last game. He had 95. So the line's right on the dot there, because the last he played last year was when they had Arthur Smith, who didn't know how to use him.
Didn't he have only like 7 carries or 11 carries against them the first game too?
He carried 15 times,
okay.
38% of the run share.
And see, 38% of the run share. I think they're feeding him right now.
Yeah, I think he's going to go higher. But the big thing I'm noticing here, last time he played Carolina, his yards after contact was 37. So, and his yards after contact currently over the last 5 games is sitting at 54. Jeez. So he's not getting pulled down. So I don't mind that. That's like if you put together like an incentive lotto, I would say you could add him in there just to see if he could hit the 100-yard mark against Carolina.
My card's going to be so gross this week.
Oh my God. You're going to put in the group chat and be like, I knew what I was getting into and I'm still disappointed.
Yeah. It's going to be like, how did this not hit? And it's going to be like 5 2+ touchdowns.
You bet did. Who fails my parlay? It's everyone. Bears Packers. Both teams cannot move anywhere. The Bears can lose draft spots here. -10 going into Green Bay. As the Bears play the owner of their team, Jordan Love. So are we looking at anything here?
Packers. It depends if the Packers players are playing, because I don't think they can advance. Right? They're stuck where they're at too.
Yeah, they're stuck. Yeah, them and the Commanders are the only people that can move. Whoever wins between the Vikings, Lions.
Okay, yeah, and the Bucks in Atlanta.
Yeah,
but the only thing I saw from there was Bears defense is bottom 3 against the running back. So it might be a Josh Jacobs game, but they want to save him for the playoffs too, probably. So it's dangerous there.
Yeah, that's a weird game.
I'd honestly take Caleb with the points here for this one, because I don't think the Packers, they can't advance, so I don't think they're gonna put the pedal to the floor.
Shout out to my boy Joe.
Money line.
Yeah. Shout out to my boy Joe here. They're gonna hurt. Like CG, you weren't on our show last week. Me and Cheese were talking about this, but one of the guys, Joe, on our fantasy show is like a diehard Caleb Williams and Bears fan. And after the Panthers game, he talked shit about, yeah, we're great. We beat the Panthers. And then ever since they've sucked. So I was telling one of my buddies the other day, I said, this is the game where Caleb Williams plays absolutely insane and then gives Bears fans hopes. And then, like, you know what? We'll keep the coach around for next year. And then they struggle for 6 weeks. They fire him, and then he does it again. He has like they have like 2-3 great games against teams that aren't trying. And then it builds hope up again.
Yeah. I say you got to make a bet with your buddy. If they lose, he got to paint his fingernails. Like Caleb.
No,
whatever Caleb's color is, he got to go with it.
Our punishment for him for fantasy, if he finished in last, was he had to go to a Lions-Vikings game wearing a Caleb Williams jersey.
This is one of those games that the Bears just like end up winning just to ruin everything. This is
just because they know everyone's going against them.
Yeah. And I hate the idea of that.
Someone said the other day that the Bears, the current era of the Bears peaked when they beat the Niners in that rain game 3 years ago. And everyone was like sliding and diving across the field, and it just went downhill from there.
Or the double doink.
The double doink, yeah. Another one we got here with absolutely no implications anymore now that Saquon is out is the Eagles-Giants. Spreads at -2.5. We might not see Kenny Pickett. We might see their third stringer versus whoever the Giants decide to put out there this week. Is this to me? I already took the Eagles money line, so is this I'm double down and be extra gross and take it again because it's got better odds now, or like where are you guys standing on this one?
If the Giants win another game, all hell is breaking loose. And maybe Dabo is just like, you know what? If I'm gonna get cut, I'm winning this fucking game right now. But oh yeah, they're out of their quarterback sweepstakes pretty much where they're at now. So might as well win another one.
There's a couple mid-level, obviously, like if you're not getting obviously, like either Shador, Cam, or like any of the top like 3-4 guys, you could easily just go grab another star receiver, go grab a star running back, and then that way you can entice a quarterback to come in.
Oh, Drew Lock's the lead all of a sudden. So
yeah, I do like the theory that someone threw out there that Malik Neighbors had the best game of his career and got them out of the quarterback sweepstakes just so they would sign Jameis Winston and he would get 500 receptions for 2,000 yards next year.
I saw
that would be fun.
Did I see that from your repost or something?
I think, yeah.
I might have, because I saw the same thing and I was like, oh my God. Yeah, if Malik Neighbors is going real high in drafts next year, they get Winston.
If they get Jameis Winston, and then every defense going against the Giants is getting insane numbers. I think that's even the Eagles secondary. I think is better than the Giants first string. So they said they're not sitting everyone, but players are going to be limited. So this also might be a first half play. Looking at it now,
-1 on MGM.
Yeah, MGM's bad with their spreads. You can also get -145 if you want to just take the money line straight up. I don't mind that. I think first half play for me is probably. This is such a disgusting card.
Especially when they're just sitting there starters, but then you're like, their second team's better than the other team's first team, so
it's like, damn, I can't believe I'm sweating this JUCO practice squad player right now.
Exactly.
Here's one I'm actually interested to see where the lines are here. Chargers Raiders. I thought this would be closer to 6.5 or 7, and I have it right now at 4 on ESPN. Where are you guys sitting with this one?
Yeah, I was actually typing everything in, and I forgot to type this one in, and I was like, wait a minute, they do play this week, yeah. When I looked at it, it was Chargers 4.5, and like it all depends. Are they gonna? Because they can't move up or down either. So it's like, do they play everybody? They definitely don't play the running backs because they don't have any running backs right now, pretty much. So it's like,
actually, they can move up.
oh,
So if the Chargers win and the Steelers lose, then the Chargers will go to Houston and play the Texans, and the Steelers will have to play the Ravens versus the opposite way around. So if you're the Chargers, I think you're trying to blow them out, and then and the good thing is you can see what's happening with the Saturday game, so you have time to pick. So I think if the Steelers lose, I think you can see this line go up to 7 or 6.
Because if they lose, I'd take the Chargers all day if the line is anywhere near that.
Yeah, because if the Steelers win, then they're locked in at that 6th spot because they have the tiebreaker over Denver, Miami, and Cincy, based on strength of schedule. So, yeah, I think this is definitely a Chargers -4 for me. I took it. The money line's at -190. Even though DraftKings has it at -190, while the consensus is at 220. So I think you're getting great value there, at least on the money line. I also kind of like the over because Aiden O'Connell has kind of been dealing a bit. Like Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers have been solid, and if they play, I think it could be a little bit of issues and a good way to expose the Chargers.
What's Brock Bowers over under receptions? 7.5 right now. He needs 9. You think they just try to feed him?
I think we could see some Adam Thielen routes, like 2-yard drag routes, or the screenplay 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage that shouldn't even count as a pass. The Bryce Young specialties is what I call them.
Hey, I cashed Thielen 2 touchdowns last week, so
nice,
which is gross.
Oh, Thielen let me down twice this year, and I had him, and I teased it both. I didn't tease one, and then I teased another one. He couldn't get over like 51 and then 52 in another, and I was like, God! And he was the last leg. I was so pissed.
He'll have like 5 catches for like 18 yards.
With 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he'll have the Travis Kelce game, the like 8 catches, 6 yards. 3 touchdowns.
every touchdown on the half-yard line.
Yeah. Moving on to the next one, Seahawks Rams. Nothing to play for either of these teams but pride. Seahawks are favored by 7 because I believe the Rams have already said they're sitting everyone.
Okay.
Geno's playing for a job, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys feel about it. I think they're in a position where they're looking for he's going to be their bridge next year if they can't get anyone this year.
Yeah.
So is Geno fighting for a job here, or is this game kind of cooked?
Geno's going to be passing. Geno is like Jameis Winston Jr. almost. I feel like.
Yeah.
So I think Jameis is just Geno. He just doesn't know how to write.
No, he don't write back.
Yeah, James just doesn't know how to write. So he.
I love Jameis Winston.
God, he's so great for the league.
You're gonna see 500 yards, but you're gonna see 3 interceptions.
Yeah,
that's the way that my girl knows nothing about college football. I just got her into football. She's like, I like Jameis. She's like, was he this nice in college? And I was like, I was like, let me tell you about some stuff.
Yeah.
Do y'all have anything else on this one? Because I looked at this one and just skipped to the next game. I looked at it on the card.
Only thing that's worth to mention is Geno needs 185 yards passing for an incentive, but I mean his line is 250, so
yeah. So
you're not going to get any. You're not going to get any value there.
No.
We got 3 more games on the 4 p.m. slate. We got Dolphins Jets. I might take the Jets here, personally. I'm not taking them because my rule is to never bet an Aaron Rodgers team or just the Jets in general. But the Dolphins are most likely not starting Tua.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers. What better story arc for Aaron Rodgers to piss people off than to have an amazing Week 18,
Yeah.
and then everyone has to be like, "Oh, well, we got to give him a chance. He showed vintage Rodgers against the Dolphins."
That's gonna happen too.
As long as it ain't my team taking them.
God, could you imagine y'all get Prime and get Aaron Rodgers?
Oh my God, that would not work.
That'd be the most chaotic locker room ever.
They need to have Hard Knocks then.
Hey, what's Tua's status this week?
Last I saw, he was questionable, and it was looking like Huntley was going to start still.
Okay. I mean, I feel like the Jets locker room is just lost pretty much, and they're like, because there's no way their defense goes from top 5 and stuff to just not even. They're giving up everything. It's that whole locker room's gone.
And honestly, Mike McDaniels kind of owns the Jets over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Like, it hasn't even been close with like these games. So I just stay away from it. When a team's been as injury riddled as the Dolphins has, I tend to stay away from them this late in the season. And when it's a team like the Jets where everything is just pure chaos, it's a no for me. So this is a stay away from me. I think in my head it would be a Rodgers somehow puts together enough energy to win the game and then crumples at midfield after signing an extension next year.
His over touchdowns are over 1.5 passing touchdowns plus 140.
Yeah, I was gonna say he needs one. So that's my thing. Is like, do they get him the one to get 500 and then they just drop him? Oof. By the way, I remember I mentioned it to you, Cheese. I said Devontae's gonna catch that pass.
Yeah,
and he got picked off in the red zone last week. It was a screen pass to Devontae, and no one was in front of him. It just got tipped.
Yeah.
So that would have been it right there. We probably wouldn't have seen Rodgers this week, but we got 2 more games till we talk about the big one. Cardinals Niners. I might just go rapid fire here. Anything on this one?
Jennings yards need 77 to get to 1,000.
I like that. I like that a lot there.
And Kyler Murray touchdown needs 1 rushing. Oh, he needs 50 yards rushing, 1+1 rushing touchdown for 750K.
That's a lot of Call of Duty bonus bucks there.
Yeah,
Bro, your parlay is looking insane right now.
I'm writing that one down. Kyler 50+ touchdown.
She's gonna send us this parlay, and it's gonna be like 12 legs, and it's gonna be so high that FanDuel's only gonna let him bet 10 cents on it. I had that one time. I did one for fun just to see, and it wouldn't let me bet more than 25 cents because the payout was gonna be over like $1 million. And they said we can only limit you to make 100,000 on this bet.
That's when you know you're going for it all.
And we got Chiefs Broncos. I think the Broncos will probably win this one and get the last playoff spot. Just because the Chiefs are sitting everyone. But do we trust a cover of a 10?
Probably not. I don't know. The Broncos can ball.
Yeah, but their defense got exposed over the last 2 weeks.
That's true. Minus 10.5.
That's a lot of points, I feel like, for the Broncos.
Yeah.
Also, I just never take high point numbers when it's Sean Payton.
That's
because
true.
he could just run the ball 70 times and not even throw with Bo Nix.
And he might. Yeah, they'd get like a 7-0 lead and just run for 2nd down every time.
Yeah, as soon as they cross the 1st down line, they just drop down like 1 yard on the other side of it every time. Run a 100-yard drive. I think
that's a lot. That's a lot of points.
Yeah, everything I see has KC covering in an under. Like if you're looking at the under, if the total is under 40, that means you're expecting the Broncos to win by 2 scores.
Under 40.
The Chiefs in under 40 at the same time.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a crazy one.
Yeah, I think also it comes down to because if the Bengals lose Saturday, then they just need a win. So they could go up a couple scores and just drop everyone off the lineup. You know, their game's after the Dolphins game too. So let's say the Jets win and the Steelers win. There's no need to play your guys.
Yeah.
So I think this is a stay away until we see what happens Saturday. Last game of the night. This is actually, I believe, it's the highest total on the NFL season.
Yeah.
I already know who you're taking, Cheese. You're gonna be crying when they lose, though. I'm just letting you know that.
I've been hurt too many times. I already know.
Ooh.
Yeah, we got Lions Vikings. I'm taking the Lions here. This team has no quit. There's
I'm on Team Gotham here. I'm going Lions too.
I don't blame you. But I can justify in my mind that losing this week is good because I've been hurt too many times that I have to.
Have you seen that meme where it's like Tiger Woods next to what's his name, the golfer, the long driver dude?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Smoking a pack.
Is it DeChambeau?
No, the old dude.
John Daly.
Oh, John Daly.
Yeah, and it was like Tiger Woods with the Lions. It was like the Lions having the greatest season of their history, and it was like the Vikings over John Daly said Vikings fucking around with Sam Darnold for 17 weeks. So I have one bet. I've been betting this every single week on the Lions, and it has cashed every week but two. So the Lions only scored 40 points in the first quarter of this season, right? Gee, how many points do you think they scored in the second quarter of the season?
They scored 40 points in the
entire season in the first quarter. Wow. How many do you think they scored the entire second quarter?
I'm gonna jump out there and I'm going 211.
174.
Jeez.
Do you know how many points they've given up in the second quarter this year?
Probably like 14.
40.
Wow.
You have a 170 to 40 difference.
I don't like these numbers.
In your first half total. Not just that, the second and third quarters alone, they have scored a combined 280 points and only given up 93.
Wow.
And I hammered this when they played the first time against the Vikings because the Vikings play better in the first quarter than they do the second. Yes. The Lions break you down and force you, and like you have to play their style of football, and you can't. So you think you got to deal with that for 15 minutes. You get to that second 15 minutes, and you're starting to tire down, and they're still going full speed. So I'm going to see what the line's at right now.
Second quarter?
Second quarter spread's -1.5. First half spread is -1. Is actually even odds for this game, just because like the Vikings played great the first quarter last time. But you can take -135 on the Lions in the first half, -120 in the second quarter. That's my play for this. You could probably find a Dan Skipper touchdown somewhere if you're sick enough.
Their bag is unlimited. Their bag of plays.
Dan Campbell's gonna go out there for one play. Who's got the Johnny Munt Dan Skipper parlay card?
Oh, this is a Johnny Munt game. This has
got to be a Johnny Munt game, yeah.
I know they were saying Jones said he was going to play Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
What is Munt at? +747. +2,000 on Caesar.
Wow.
Don't make me do it.
I'm gonna see Cheese on my doorstep next week and be like, yeah, I bet the house on Johnny Munt.
For some reason, this +2,000 to score a touchdown didn't work out. How could I have seen this coming?
Gee, what you got?
I'm going Lions, and also because I have a personal. I did a futures bet a couple weeks back when Ravens were out of first place and the Rams were out of first place, and I took Lions, Texans, and then I took Rams and Ravens for plus money.
Oh, that's
And
smart.
I want those Lions to ride. Roar.
I mean, I do have a Lions Super Bowl future, but I mean, I'll lose money for my team to win every time.
I was getting scared last week. I was like, Jesus Christ, this Lions defense can't stop anything right now.
That's why, like, if like I don't
And
give
if
up
I
on
could-
them until after the third. Like that's
Yeah.
why I bet them plus 250 at halftime to win. 'Cause I was like, they're gonna come out so pissed.
Oh man, yeah, because and Vikings offense is, I will say, a lot better than San Francisco, I believe. So
Over their team totals, Lions over 29.5, Vikings over 27.5.
that's a lot
Those
of
are
points.
those are it's
insane.
crazy. It's
Well, to be fair, you remember last year, like the highest total game of the year. I think it was also a Vikings Lions game,
yeah,
and everyone was like, "This is gonna be the best game ever," and the score was like 17-10.
yeah.
So like that's why if I see a line too high, I just be careful with it, just because of that. Yeah, that's it for all the games. One more question coming from our Moneyline Go founder. He wants to know, who do we have in the MVP race this year?
I talked all about Josh Allen last week, and do I go against myself? Yeah, Lamar.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. I remember watching y'all. I
I'll
think
be
it was,
right on both.
I think it was. I don't know if I watched y'all last week or 2 weeks ago, and y'all was all. It was Josh Allen, or was that just Gotham? He was the Josh Allen.
No,
I was showing
on-
you the Josh Allen's like odds are like they were like minus 500. They're minus 320
Now
right now to win MVP.
it's crazy. Like I'm so pissed I did this. I should have done it smarter, but I had Lamar at plus 1400 for MVP, but I parlayed it with TJ Watt and Bo Nix for Rookie of the Year when Bo Nix still had a shot, and
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels just stepped on the throat, crushed my dreams there. And because it was something sexy.
See, New York won't even let you parlay futures together.
Oh,
It sucks. Like, do you know how much money I would lose doing that? I have like every combination of like the top 5 guys.
yeah.
I will say my best future that's probably going to hit this year for any sport was I took Peyton Pritchard for 6th man of the year at plus 2,000.
Hey, I
He's
like
minus
that.
400.
That's nice.
Hey, that's a pat on the back right there. That's
yeah,
a good one.
I'll flex that. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
And I'm looking at my futures now. I got the Bucks. I got the Bucks to win the South at plus 300, and the Bucks to make the playoffs at 150. The only future I think I lost on football this year was Christian McCaffrey on receiving yards. But I hit. I hit Derek Carr's under on passing yards. And I hit the Vikings team total. I got it at 6.5, and then I got it at 4.5 when McCarthy got hurt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I loaded up on that.
And back to that question. I mean, honestly, like you look at the stats. Josh Allen, everybody's praising him all the time, but numbers don't lie, they say. And Lamar Jackson has every statistical number is absolutely better than Josh Allen, pretty much. Like you going down it, he beats him in absolutely every number, and that's how Lamar won previous MVPs. So how does he not get another one?
If the Bills didn't beat the Chiefs, we wouldn't even. This would be Lamar's race to win. I think that's the thing, is because he beat the Chiefs and Lamar didn't. They're going to use that argument.
Yeah, he's got 11 more touchdown passes than him. He's got 300 more yards rushing. Yeah. The only thing, Josh Allen does have 12 rushing touchdowns. So
yeah, but Josh Allen bagged Haley Steinfeld, so MVP. Before we go, let's go over predictions for the rest of the awards. So we got Offensive Rookie of the Year. Is it anyone other than Jaden Daniels?
God damn, not even.
So.
It's not even
20,000.
Yeah, it's not even close now. I know I got a couple buddies around the way here, and they definitely put some futures on Jaden Daniels off the break for rookie of the year, and that was plus money back then.
For defensive rookie, Verse is currently sitting at minus 2,000. But how do we feel about a Quinion Mitchell plus 800 ticket for defensive rookie of the year?
When it's that significant minus money, it's hard to bet against it.
Yeah,
It's hard. They know something we don't.
Then we have offensive player of the year, and is there any argument you could give it to Jamar Chase over Saquon?
If he goes for 300 this week,
He's got to throw a pass to himself,
Yeah.
run for 2,000 yards, receive for 2,000 yards in the game.
yeah, I don't see it.
It's crazy how offensively stacked the league was this year when like Justin Jefferson is plus 15,000 is not even
Yeah.
a top 10 pick. Like Jared, if you imagine if I had told you Jared Goff and Jahmyr Gibbs would be higher than Justin Jefferson, Kieran Williams, and AJ Brown and Joe for offensive player of the year, you would not have believed me, would you?
No.
And defensive. This one's probably the only one right now that's been somewhat close. We got Patrick Surtain for defensive player of the year at minus 200. TJ Watt, Kirby Joseph, and Myles Garrett, and Van Ginkel round out the top 5. However, Kirby Joseph, Myles Garrett, and Van Ginkel are all plus 1,000 or higher. Are we giving this to Surtain?
Most likely. I mean, it just, if one of these guys has a crazy week 18,
it could be a 3-sack game for one of those guys. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
if Van Ginkel has another pick 6,
Or if
But-
Kirby Joseph, you don't want to see that. You don't want that.
interceptions right now.
You definitely don't want that. You definitely don't want that cheese.
yeah,
I do.
There's no bias here, I swear.
And all right, so the last one, I'm actually interested in y'all's takes on this one. Joe Burrow is favored for the comeback player of the year over Sam Darnold, and then J.K. Dobbins is the next highest at plus 1,800. Fun fact: Damar Hamlin is plus 4,000. If you want to bet on him as the 4th highest odd player for comeback player of the year,
How is Kirk Cousins still?
he's
only
plus 3,000.
How?
Yeah,
How is he even that low?
the fact that Tim Patrick is also in there.
That's
Like I feel like they just give out the award to the best player that was injured the year before. Because in
Yeah.
my mind, Sam Darnold,
she
Gets
should
it.
win that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, Joe Burrow is just getting it because he was hurt last year and he came back stronger. Like you could argue
Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins
Yeah.
should get it over comeback over Burrow because Dobbins came back from like his 5th ACL tear.
If he wasn't hurt again.
Yeah. Yeah. I just love Damar Hamlin's always in the top 5 because it's just like, hey, remember he died.
Yeah.
He hasn't played, but he died.
Yeah. He has 2 interceptions this year. I think
This
you go, lock it
yeah,
up.
at least one.
I'm about to say this is probably his best statistical season this year. I
Yeah.
feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've run out of players again. That's the problem. The Bills defense just keeps getting hurt. And all right, so what is y'all's Super Bowl prediction and who would be your MVP in the Super Bowl?
In the Super Bowl.
I saw a theory on this. Wait. Bills or AFC? I'm not mixing that up, right? Yeah. Bills, Vikings. Never won. One of them breaks the string. One of them continues to lose.
The longest losing streak in Super Bowl.
Yeah. I'm not delusional to the fact. I'm going to believe as a fan. Betting wise, I'm not going to put money on that.
Who's the MVP then?
Yeah, who do you got for your MVP?
Oh, that's got to be Sam Darnold.
Mitch Trubisky.
No. It's going to be
So-
the Chiefs.
Yeah.
My heart says Lions Chiefs, and the Lions take it, and Goff wins MVP.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give a weird take, and I'm gonna say we're gonna see Eagles Bills, and Saquon wins it to add an extra layer of salt to the wound of the Giants fans.
Yeah, I'm gonna go vanilla as hell here, and I'm to be the champ, you got to beat the champ, and KC is still the champ, and Mahomes is the guy, and MVP again against Detroit. But if I had to mix it up, I think the Ravens might make that push this year. But I still go with Detroit on the NFC though.
Now, G Money's actual take is every team above the Cowboys gets caught in a cheating scandal, and they get forfeited the title as the 25th best team.
Jerry Jones approved.
Nah, God, I wish someone said the other day, like we're at the point of Patrick Mahomes where when he turns 30, we're gonna get the LeBron is 30. This won't go on for much longer.
Yeah,
like it's like he doesn't try for 17 weeks. And then it's like week 16, 17 is when he's like, okay, now I can start playing. And then they just everything.
Well, I mean, and it's crazy is like his offense is now healthy too. And
that's what I'm saying. Like you go 15-1 and your running back one is like
gone.
Supposed to not even be in the league anymore in Kareem Hunt. And you don't have a wide receiver after week 5 until you get DeAndre Hopkins, and then you kind of forget he's there for 3 weeks because they don't throw to him. Noah Gray is your most common target this year.
Yo, I oh my God, I had a great parlay with him the other weekend. Jalen Hurts got hurt, wanted to have concussion and stuff. Oh, but Noah Gray's been my Nick Keith days.
Nick Westbrook-Akina.
Yeah.
No, that's my thing is I genuinely think like I can't find a flaw right now in the Eagles game, in my opinion, except the fact that their quarterback is hurt and their backup quarterback is also hurt.
Yeah.
And it's like I feel like every year we get to the Eagles are dominant. Drama. It just drops them back down. And then like when week 15 hit and all of a sudden all the like AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts hate each other thing, it was like, okay, here we go again. Like your top wide receiver does not like your quarterback.
If things stay the way they are, I honestly I don't see them getting past Green Bay possibly.
I agree.
Like
Green Bay run defenses.
Yeah, tough. Jordan Love can give it to the Eagles.
Did you see that stat where like Jordan Love, like if you look at his numbers before and after Toyotathon starts, he's like MVP caliber after Toyotathon. Wait, I gotta find it. Hang on, I gotta find that.
I do think Bills make it this year because it's that year he doesn't have all the weapons, and they're just finding ways to win. I think they finally get over that hump of the Chiefs.
Jordan Love during Toyotathon this season, 79 of 115. 1,133 yards, 8 touchdowns, 1 interception, 120 passer rating. Last year, 110 passer rating, 1,000 yards, 65% completion, 9 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. In the 5-game stretch that there is Toyotathon, Jordan Love turns into Brett Favre.
Set a reminder for next year on that.
It's like there's 2 times you need to remember: when Call of Duty comes out and when Toyotathon starts. And that's how you draft your quarterbacks for fantasy next year.
Yeah, let me know how that works out for you.
Oh, next year I'm doing a whole Lions team just to piss everyone off. Like I'm literally gonna draft like Montgomery, Gibbs, and Brown, and then I'm gonna get all the way down to Tim Patrick.
And you'll probably win most weeks.
That's what's crazy. We were doing a parlay of like players who their last name could also be a first name. And I was like, I had like a bunch of players in who it was some team the Lions were playing a couple of weeks before. It was like I did like David Montgomery. I don't remember who that was, but I put Tim Patrick in there and I sent it to my boss and he goes, "Gross, I'm posting it." And it cashed, so I'll take it. Tim Patrick, the god himself.
Elite.
But yeah, that'll be it for the show today. Do you guys have any final takes you want to send out before we go?
When the Vikings win this weekend, I expect an apology.
Hey, when the Lions win, I will expect you in a Jared Goff jersey.
No. Although, I mean, it's hard to hate him, but no.
I will expect you at a Vikings-Bears game in a Jared Goff jersey.
That would be pain.
G, you got any last-minute takes?
Hey, I appreciate y'all having me on here this week, man. Thank you. Have fun.
Man. Always welcome up here. And that'll be it for us for the For Frequency's Sake Network. I'm Dan. That is Betting Cheese, G Money. Make sure again you guys check all of us out on Moneyline Go, the best marketplace for top gamblers. We're all on there. You can get all our free bets and subscribe to our VIPs. Also, thank you to Betalytics, all of our affiliate partners. One of the best research apps out there with all the top insight, trends, and projections for you to give you your top plays. They have been absolutely on fire. I think they have like with a play of an A+ grade play with like a 60% rating or higher. They've like cashed like 10 in a row. They've been on fire. So wanted to give them a big shout out. You guys can check them out with all of our links. They're all in our Twitter bios. Guys, before we head out, let them know where they can find you.
Hey, you can find me on Twitter at GMoneyCaveman, and that's where you're gonna find me.
You can find me on Twitter at Betting Cheese. Like you said, we're all on Moneyline. Join up.
And you'll find him crying in his basement after the Lions win.
That's true. You're not wrong. Right here.
For all of us here, thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you guys next week.
This has been a For Frequency's Sake Podcast Network production. For more great content, subscribe to For Frequency's Sake on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.